I am Korah, son of Issar, grandson of Kohath, and great-grandson of Levi. Let me tell you a tale of ambition, envy, and the consequences that follow when we challenge God's chosen leaders. Why should Moses lead? Aren't we all holy before the Lord? We deserve more. These thoughts consumed me, festering beneath the surface like a wound that wouldn't heal. Beneath the desert sands, something stirred. Whispers to challenge power, bruised in secret. I was at the center of it all, my heart burning with desire for a position that wasn't mine to claim. Have you ever resisted God's plan? Are you content? Or do you secretly long for someone else's position? I understand these feelings all too well, for they were the very ones that led to my downfall. Be careful of the voices you hear and the company you keep. Some paths don't just mislead, they destroy. I learned this lesson the hard way, and now I share my story as a warning to others. Israel had just been freed from Egypt, living under God's covenant. The Lord had given us a system of worship, one where out of all the tribes, we Levites were chosen for service in the tabernacle. The priesthood came from Aaron's family. It was an honor, a sacred duty bestowed upon us by the Almighty Himself. But I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more recognition, more authority, more glory. This desire became the root from which my rebellion grew. Among the Levites, I was already respected. But when I saw Aaron serving as a priest, performing his holy duties, my eyes burned with envy. I wanted the priesthood for myself. This could have been me, I thought, the bitterness growing with each passing day. Soon, my whispers became conversations. I spoke to others who felt overlooked, who harbored their own resentments against Moses and Aaron. Our conversations became alliances, and those alliances turned into a plot. I gathered 250 Israelite leaders, men of renown in the community. Together, we confronted Moses and Aaron. "You have gone too far," we declared. "The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly?" But Moses saw through our rebellion. He fell face down before the Lord, then spoke to us, saying, "In the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him." He instructed us to take censers, put incense in them, and present them before the Lord the next day. "The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy," Moses said. "You Levites have gone too far." I should have heeded his warning, but my heart was hardened by ambition. I couldn't see that I was challenging not just Moses and Aaron, but God Himself. The next morning, we gathered at the entrance to the tent of meeting. The glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly, and His voice thundered, commanding Moses and Aaron to separate themselves from the rest of the congregation. Fear gripped my heart as I realized the gravity of what I had done. But it was too late. The ground beneath our feet began to tremble and split apart. With a deafening roar, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed me, along with my household and all those who had aligned themselves with my rebellion. As we plummeted into the depths, I heard the cries of the Israelites fleeing in terror. "The earth is going to swallow us too," they shouted. In that moment, I understood the full weight of my actions. My envy hadn't just cost me everything. It had put the entire community at risk. Fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering incense. Their censers, made holy by their offering, were hammered into sheets to overlay the altar, a lasting reminder of the consequences of challenging God as appointed leaders. In the aftermath of our rebellion, the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron, blaming them for the deaths. But once again the Lord's anger burned, and a plague broke out among the people. It was only through Aaron's quick action, offering incense to make atonement for the people, that the plague was stopped. My story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of envy and rebellion against God as chosen leaders. It's a cautionary tale that echoes through the ages, warning against the destructive power of unchecked ambition. Looking back, I see how my desire for a position that wasn't mine to claim blinded me to the blessings I already had. As a Levite, I was chosen by God for sacred service. But instead of embracing this honor with gratitude, I allowed envy to poison my heart. My rebellion didn't just affect me. It spread like a disease, infecting others with discontent and leading to widespread suffering. The ground that swallowed me and my followers, the fire that consumed the 250 leaders, and the plague that struck the grumbling Israelites. All of these were consequences of my actions. If you find yourself in a similar position, yearning for someone else's role or authority, I urge you to pause and reflect. Are you truly seeking God's will, or are you allowing envy to guide your actions? Remember, contentment with God's plan for your life is far more valuable than any position of power or prestige. Consider the blessings you already have. What gifts has God given you? How can you use those gifts to serve others and glorify Him, rather than seeking personal gain? True fulfillment comes not from elevating ourselves, but from humbly submitting to God's will and serving others with the talents He has given us. Learn from my mistake. Don't let envy take root in your heart. Instead, cultivate gratitude for the unique role God has given you. Trust in His plan even when you don't understand it. And above all, remember that challenging God's appointed leaders is tantamount to challenging God Himself. My story is one of tragedy, but it doesn't have to be yours. Choose contentment over envy, humility over pride, and obedience over rebellion. For in doing so, you'll find the true peace and purpose that I, in my misguided ambition, failed to grasp. As you go about your day, remember the lessons from my life. Be vigilant against the whispers of discontent that may try to lead you astray. Surround yourself with those who encourage you to embrace God's plan for your life, rather than those who stir up rebellion. And when you see others in positions of authority, resist the urge to covet their role. Instead, pray for them, support them, and focus on fulfilling your own God-given purpose with excellence and joy. My story may have ended in destruction, but yours doesn't have to. Learn from my folly and choose the path of contentment, obedience, and faith. For in doing so, you'll find a life far richer and more fulfilling than any position of power could ever provide. Remember, some paths don't just mislead, they destroy. Choose wisely, and may your story be one of faithfulness, not rebellion. May it be a testament to the joy and peace that come from embracing God as planned for your life, whatever that may be.